Well, this week, Republicans introduced their Pledge to America. I'm sure you've seen it.
In order to create jobs, we need to end the uncertainty for job creators, end the spending spree in Washington, and reform Congress itself. Government is out of control in Washington, and we need to rein it in and begin a new drive for a smaller, less costly, and more accountable government in our nation's capital.
Well, how will the Democrats counter the new GOP agenda? I think it looks like it may be time for me to take the hot seat. Those who are joining me today, I guess we'll call them my challengers. Former White House fellow under First Lady Hillary Clinton and true TV legal analyst Jami Floyd, and liberal commentator and associate professor of politics at Occidental College, Caroline Hellman. Jami, Caroline, great to have both of you back. Let's talk about the Pledge to America that the Republicans made. Good thing, bad thing?
Well, you tell us, Governor, 1994 all over again. What's new in the Pledge to America?
Well, I'll be honest with you. I thought it was okay, but I don't think it went far enough. My own personal opinion, they should have been bolder. They should have dealt with earmarks. They should have pushed for a balanced budget amendment that would have forced Congress to do what every household and business has to do, and that's live within its means. And you may strongly disagree. I wish they'd have put term limits for members of Congress in the Pledge to America and said they're not going to go up there and spend the rest of their lives.
Was it a wise strategy to have the Pledge for America at this time when Republicans are really poised to do very well at the midterms? This gives Democrats something to attack and the Tea Party something to attack as well.
Which has already started to happen. I think it's necessary in the sense that we're seeing this as a Republican landslide, but really when you look at polling, it's a plague on both your party houses. It's an anti-incumbency sentiment, and the Republicans have this divided tent right now with the Tea Party, the more radical or conservative and kind of nutty sometimes candidates, and they've got to pull them back in. So necessary, but not maybe going to do what they hope it'll do in November.
Well, I'm not sure that some of the Tea Party candidates are nutty. I would probably argue that they can't be any nuttier than some of the nuttier people we have there now who have done nutty things like spend money we don't have and borrow money we can't afford to pay back.
Well, in this state, Palladino wants to open poor farms or poor houses, right? I mean, we're going way back in time with some of these candidates and their remedies.
I think even though with Carl Palladino, he's a business guy. I think sometimes he'll make a statement, it'll be taken out of context and exaggerated. But, I've come to the conclusion that he might just make a very bold, good governor for New York.
It's always dangerous to talk in generalizations. And when we talk Tea Party, which really isn't an official party yet at all, but isn't it concerning that the Tea Party really threatens the Republican Party as a whole? I mean, the Democrats can really just sit back and watch the Tea Party do real damage to the grand old party, your party.
Well, on that count, Jami, I have to say that there's a lot of truth in what you're saying. If the Tea Party ends up splitting the Republican vote, then what it does is empower the Democrats, no doubt about it. It means that some people that would have been thrown out are going to be left in by default because they're going to get not a majority of votes, they'll get a plurality. They may win with 38%, but the vote could split. That's why, personally, I'm appalled by Lisa Murkowski and Mike Castle and Charlie Crist, who, when they couldn't get the support of the party that they agreed to run with, they decided to just go and create their own team and play outside the stadium grounds. I find that appalling.
But at the same time, you and I have always talked, on camera and off, about the importance for civil dialogue, for discourse, even when we disagree, and we almost always do, Governor.
Almost always.
The importance of having a civil dialogue, right. one that is all about the country we agree we all love, and not a lot of shouting and yelling and disagreement, but a dialogue that is within the confines of democracy. And a lot of these races have become already downright ugly and personal, and not about the candidates, but about personal attacks, not about their policies, not about ideas.
But don't you think some of that is driven by the dissidents like the Lisa Murkowskis who didn't win? And so they say, well, I think the people ought to have a voice. They did have a voice. They had a choice. It was called an election. She lost. I'd say get some cardboard boxes, pack up the stuff, and exit your office and the stage. It's over.
That would be a really smart strategy for the Republicans. And I think that's a challenge for your party right now, right? It's bringing everyone into the same tent in order to really take advantage of this victory in November. Because again, it's not people loving Republicans, it's people hating incumbents, and that can only benefit Republicans. But your party right now is not doing the best job bringing everybody into the tent. And again, I think that's because, you know, you're defending Carl Palladino, but this is a man who sent around explicitly racist and misogynistic, pornographic emails. You know, this is not a man. If he were in my party, I would be very worried.
He should go to Congress if he's doing that.
But isn't it? Humor aside, isn't experience a good thing in Washington, and isn't the Tea Party about precisely the opposite?
Well, you know, Jamie and Caroline, I'd say sometimes experience is a good thing if people use the experience in a positive way. What I'm watching is that if experience has got us into $3 trillion of debt, if they spend money that absolutely is going to bankrupt the future of this country, and they don't have a clue about the private sector business, I'm sorry, but I'm not sure the experience is what we need. I'd love to have some inexperience if it would change some of these policies.
Governor, let me put you on the hot seat, because that brings us to the Bush tax cuts, right? Yeah. This notion that we would want to extend it for the top 2% when these are the folks who've actually, they've increased their wealth 8% during the economic downturn. They don't need it. It's not going to help with the deficit, and it's not going to help stimulate the economy. Why is it that the Republicans are pushing so hard for this during a time when it's not going to help the country?
If we were to impose those tax increases on that top 2%, it's all of $14 billion, which sounds like a lot of money. It'll basically run the federal government for 9 days. So, you know, when people act like, well, this is really going to make a difference, it's not going to make a difference, except maybe in job creation.
It's a $700 billion price tag we can't afford.
Well, I would say that the worst thing we could do right now is raise taxes on anybody, even you guys. I wouldn't even do that. Jamie, Caroline, great to have both of you here.
Thank you, Governor.
Thank you very much.